So we let you know this is a very, very serious commitment. This is like entering into a marriage with him. Same way that you take your marriage serious and you're supposed to know what you're getting into. And to know it's the same thing with this immersion. Because you are saying that I'm killing off the old man and I'm bringing in the new man. So this is a very, very serious commitment.
Countdown begins. Okay.
John chapter 3 and verse 1. And there was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the YAHUAH. The same came unto Yahusha by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that you are a teacher come from the Most High, for no man can do these miracles that you do, except Elohim be with him.
Pharisee, and he is given to see like his promise on the sleep.
Truly, I say unto you, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Elohim.
So Mashiach switched the whole thing up. You start talking about if a man don't do this, he can't be born again. Right? He don't give him thanks and say, thanks for giving me props, man, on how great I am. You say if a man don't be born again, he can't receive the kingdom. He switched the whole narrative up. Read.
Nicodemus said unto him, how can a man be born when he is old? And he entered the second time into his mother's womb and be born.
So this is strange talk to him. What? How can this be? How can a man enter into his mom the second time? So that don't make sense to him. He don't understand spirit. The spirit of the law, he don't get it. Read.
Yeshua answered, truly, I say unto you, except a man be born of water, and of the Ruach,
sit down,
cannot enter into the kingdom of Elohim.
So if you don't do this, you can't get into the kingdom of God right here. This is what he's telling you. Read.
That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Ruach is Ruach.
Read that again.
That which is born of the flesh is flesh.
So when we came from our mom, from the womb of our mother, that was the flesh. Read.
And that which is born of the Ruach is Ruach.
So this one right here, you have a choice in. When you were born, that's no choice of yours. This right here is you making a conscious choice to do this, to be born again. Read.
Marvel not that I said unto you, you must be born again. The wind blows where it lists, and you hear the sound of it, but cannot tell where it comes from.
When you're saying about the wind, we can feel it, but we don't know where it's coming from, how it originated and how it started, or any of these things. Read that one more time from the top.
The wind blows where it lists, and you hear the sound thereof.
So we hear it and we feel it, read.
But cannot tell where it comes.
Where did it come from? Read.
And where it goes.
Or where it's going.
So is everyone that is born of the Ruach.
Everyone's what?
That is born of the Ruach.
So it's the same thing. The Ruach is compared to the wind. They are one and the same. It goes. So he's telling you right here that when the Ruach moves you, get up and go. Don't worry about what nobody else is saying and doing. Get up and go and do the mission that is sending you on. Oftentimes we'll get this inkling that we should do something and we'll fight against it. Go over and get that man some money. The Ruach, go do it. But you're trying to fight against it. He's telling you when it's talking to you and moving you, go get up and do it with haste. Read.
Nicodemus answered and said unto him, How can these things be? Yeshua answered and said unto him, Are you a master of Israel, and know not these things?
You know what?
Know not these things?
Again, this is like the leader. He's one of the ranking people. How can you be a leader and you don't know these things? It's the same thing we're talking about with them other people that we be talking about. Right? All right. Let's get Ephesians chapter 4. And pick it up at verse 20.
The book of Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 20. But you have not so learned Hamashiach, if so be that you have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahusha, that you put off concerning the former conversation.
Put off what?
The former conversation.
What does it mean, the former conversation? And not just the conversation, but the behavior, whole behavior. So we like to reminisce on stuff. Boy, in my day, I used to, all that stuff gotta go away. Because when you start doing it, it starts stirring up in the mind, and you start thinking about it. Next thing you know, the thought process is gonna leak over into your actual physical walk, and you're gonna find yourself doing it. So he says, put off this, don't even do it anymore. Read.
That you put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, that which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust.
That is what?
Corrupt according to the deceitful lust.
So like Trav always say,
Wait.
when you get ready to go into this water, and you might have thought that you was the most innocent, precious, purest person it is, but according to the text, read that one more time.
That you put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt.
Which is what?
Corrupt.
Which is corrupt. So we have to recognize this and see this. What I said on yesterday, you got to judge within yourself and see who you really are. And don't lie to yourself and trick yourself. Right? Read.
Which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust.
To the what?
Deceitful lust.
That's the flesh. Read.
And be renewed in the ruach of your mind.
And where?
In the ruach of your mind.
So he says, be renewed in the ruach of your mind. So, this is a spiritual thing. If you go out there and your mind frame didn't switch, guess what you actually just doing? You just going to get wet. That's it. So you going in a dry center and you're going to come out a wet one. If your mind frame don't switch, it means absolutely nothing. That's what we need to know. That's why I say this is a serious thing. We only go in if we know fear has switched and changed. If not, don't go in there anymore. Don't do it, because it's just a waste of time. Read.
And that you put on the new man.
Put on what?
The new man.
Put on the new man. So when people see you, who are they supposed to see? They're supposed to see Mashiach. Because you're supposed to be his picture, his reflection. We are his bride. Whenever we see, when people see us, if we acting a fool, it's a bad light on him. Just like if your wife goes out and do something, she puts a bad name on you. We don't want to do that with Mashiach. Read.
And that you put on the new man, which after Elohim is created in righteousness and true set apartness. Wherefore, putting away lying, speaking every man truth with his neighbor.
What?
Putting away lying,
Read.
speaking every man truth with his neighbor. For we are members one of another.
So we all members of one body. What affects me affects you. What affects you affects me. Everything has a ripple effect. Because if we are spotted together, people say, oh, them brothers. So if they see me go off do something crazy, it's coming back to me. If I go off and do something crazy, it comes back to him. And it affects the whole body, whether you had something to do with it or not. Because there's a whole thing that comes out. Wab and them did this, even though I didn't have personally nothing to do with it. Right? Yep, exactly. Because we all one body. Read.
Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
So we're guilty of this. We get mad and we hold these grudges against people. We won't let it go. And we get this thing and we won't forgive. That's going to lead you to not having brotherly love, which means you're going to be in trouble. All right? Read.
Neither give place to the devil.
Don't do what?
Give place to the devil.
Don't give place to the devil. All he needs is an inch to get in, or even smaller. Any little thing that he can get in, if you get mad at somebody and you don't address it right away, the inch grows and grows and grows. So they said a molehill turns into a mountain. Right? So we don't want to do that. Read.
Let him that stole no more. Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands, the thing which is that thing which is good.
So not only do he not want you to steal, he wants you to be able to work and do stuff that you be able to give to your brothers in the time of need, because the opposite of stealing would be to give. Instead of me taking something, I got something to actually give. It's better. Read.
Working with his hands the thing which is good, that he may have to give to him that needs. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth.
Let no what?
Corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth.
So what is corrupt communication?
Speaking down on your brother, speaking against. Let's look at the most high, speaking against your conversation, your family.
All, absolutely. There's other words that when we want our little baby to say, F, that's a B. When we want our little baby to say those kind of words, it's corrupt communication. It don't edify anything.
So anything that's not edifying.
Yeah. So we know that they bad because if our parents is in the room, we wouldn't say them, right? That's because exactly. So we know that they ain't right. And then if my child says the word is okay, why can't my baby say it? Why would I whoop her or him? You know it ain't right. So again, you gotta use common sense. Spirit of the law comes into play. Read.
Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying.
To the what?
To the use of edifying.
Read.
That it may minister grace unto the hearers. And grieve not the YAHUAH HaKodesh.
Do what?
And grieve not the YAHUAH HaKodesh.
Because if we use these words, it says the Ruach cannot stay in anything that's unpure. It's going to flee from you. Right? Because again, if you go somewhere and somebody irritate you, you going to get in a fight or something, or I got to leave. Wisdom to just get up and leave. So the Ruach going to flee from you because you can't take it.
Grieve not the YAHUAH HaKodesh, Elohim, whereby you concealed unto the day of redemption. And all bitterness, wrath, anger, and clamor, speaking to the way from you in all malice. And be kind one to another.
Do what?
Be kind one to another.
Be kind one to another. This seems like a very hard thing to do. It's so simple, but it seems so hard because we always have backbiting and bickering and all of this different stuff going on. It's so simple. Read.
Tenderhearted, forgiving one another.
What is it?
Tenderhearted, forgiving one another.
Forgiving one another. Again, Mashiach says, if you don't forgive your brother, the Heavenly Father won't forgive you. He had to put it like that because we can't seem to find forgiveness in our heart for nothing. Read.
Forgiving one another, even as Elohim, for Hamashiach's sake, have forgiven us, or have forgiven you.
So we see it's a lot in here, but it's simple, but for some reason it's very, very hard to do. Give me 1 Peter 1:19. Matter of fact, pick it up at verse 16.
1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 16.
Matter of fact, verse 15.
Verse 15. But as he which has called you is set apart.
Is what?
Is set apart.
Read.
So be you set apart in all manner of conversation.
In all manner of what?
Conversation.
That conversation is again behavior. So the Father that we follow is set apart. We're supposed to be walking in His footsteps. Therefore, we're supposed to be
Set apart.
set apart. All right?
Hallelujah.
Read.
Because it is written, be you set apart, for I am set apart. And if you call on the Father, who without respect of person judge according to every man's work, pass the time of your sojourning here in fear, for as much as you know that you were not redeemed with corruptible things.
With what?
With corruptible things.
So you wasn't redeemed with corruptible things. But the silver, read.
And silver and gold from your vain conversation.
What kind of conversation?
Vain or empty conversation.
Vain or empty conversation. We seem to have a lot of those. Read.
Received by tradition from your fathers, but with the precious blood of Hamashiach.
With the what?
Precious blood of Hamashiach. as of a lamb without blemish and without spot, who verily was forever. For whoever who verily was foreordained before the foundation of the world, but was manifest in these last times for you, who by him do believe in Elohim, that raised him up from the dead, and gave him esteem, that your faith and hope might be in Elohim, seeing you have purified your souls.
You have been what?
Purified your souls.
So right here, to come down here, you've already came into the mind frame and the process of mind that I've purified my soul. Therefore, I am ready to go into that water. So the mind frame is already switched, right? To know, to even make the decision that I'm getting ready to go in here and renew my life with Messiah, right? So it's already should have started and switched. Read. Verse 22. No, you right, 21.
Who by him do believe in Elohim, that raised him up from the dead, and gave him esteem, that your faith and hope might be in Elohim, seeing you have purified your souls, obeying the truth through the Ruach, unto unfeigned love.
Unto what?
Unfeigned love.
What does this unfeigned mean? He said unfeigned love. Let me get that. Read 505. It says unfeigned, undisguised, sincere. So it's a lot of people say, oh, these my brothers, I got love for them, but it's not sincere, it's not pure. What was you talking about, brother, you love yesterday? Philadelphia. If you got the sincere brotherly love, guess what you'll avoid? Tribulation. The main tribulation. So he's telling you right here, you got to have unfeigned, sincere love. But to who? Read.
Unfeigned love of the brother.
Of the who?
Of the brother.
Brotherly love, Philadelphia. Read.
See that you love one another with a pure heart.
What kind of heart?
Pure heart, fervently.
Pure heart, fervently. Read.
Being born again, not of seed,
right? Isaiah chapter 1. Pick it up at verse. Be careful.
Don't throw it in the air.
12. Isaiah 1 and 12.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 12. When you come to appear before me, who have required this at your hand, to tread my courts, bring no more vain oblations.
What kind of oblations?
Vain or empty oblations.
Don't bring no more empty oblations to me. You can kill 1,000 cows and 1,000 bulls. If your heart don't change, it don't mean nothing. You just killed another animal for nothing. Read.
Bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me.
So we know that the incense itself is not an abomination, but the purpose in which y'all are using the incense is an abomination. The incense represented the prayers of the saints. But again, if you do this thing and think that you can just go and kill an animal, is good, that's not what it's talking about. Read.
The new moon and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. It is iniquity.
It is what?
Iniquity.
It is iniquity, hidden sin. Read.
Even the solemn meeting, your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hates.
My what?
My soul hates.
So the way that you have perverted my Sabbaths and my new moon, it makes me sick. Get it away from me. I can't take it. Read.
They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them. And when you spread forth your hands.
When you do what?
Spread forth your hands.
So when you spread forth your hands, what are you doing?
Giving obeisance.
Right.
You're praying. This is what we're supposed to do. This is why we stand with our hands like this. Is actually when you spread forth your hands, we're talking about you're praying. Read.
I will hide my eyes from you.
I will do what?
I will hide my eyes from you.
So y'all say when you praying, I'm gonna act like I don't even see it. I don't see his prayers. It's an abomination to me anyway. Read.
Yeah. When you make many prayers.
When you make what?
Many prayers.
Read.
I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood.
Your hands are what?
Full of blood.
What makes your hands full of blood? sacrifices. You've been killing all these animals. Your hands full of blood, but your heart ain't changed at all. So you a rich man and you just, hey, I just slept with old boy's wife. Here, bring me 3 goats. I'm good. We have a lamb chop for dinner. It makes sense. Read.
Wash you, make you clean.
Do what?
Wash you, make you clean.
So he says, wash you, make you clean. He's not talking about getting in the bathtub to wash off, because that's only dirt from the flesh. But he said, wash you, make you clean. Read.
Put away the evil of your doing.
Do what?
Put away the evil of your doing.
How fast should we do it? Read.
From before my eyes. Cease to do evil.
Cease to do what?
Evil.
What does cease mean?
Stop.
Stop. It means a rolling stop. It means a yield. It means stop. So again, your mind got to switch. Read.
Learn to do well.
What you got to do?
Learn to do well.
How do we learn to do well? Here. His law teaches you how to do that which is well. And then when you apply the spirit of the law, you got it. Read.
Seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, plead for the widow. Come now and let us reason together.
Let us do what?
Let us reason together.
We got the most powerful man in the world, in the universe, say, let's reason together.
Yeah.
I don't got to reason with you. But he say, let's reason together. Right? Read.
Come and let us reason together, says YAHUAH. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow.
They shall be as what?
White as snow.
They shall be as white as snow. That when they've been purified. Read.
Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool. If you be willing.
If you what?
Be willing.
You gotta be willing. Y'all all willing to go into this water today?
Yes, sir.
You are willing. So you are here. I know you willing. Read.
And obedient.
And what?
And obedient.
It's the key. To be willing and to be obedient. Y'all ready to be obedient to y'all?
Yes, sir.
Read.
You shall eat the good of the land. But if you refuse and rebel,
what?
refuse and rebel,
You refuse and rebel. Read.
you shall be devoured with the sword. For the mouth of YAHUAH hath spoken.
We letting you know it's a serious thing to me. Don't play with me. Because if now you're going to rebel for me, I got to kill you. I'm going to put you in what's called Jacob's something.
Trouble.
Acts chapter 8. Pick it up at verse 24.
Acts chapter 8, verse 24.
Pick it up at 26.
Acts chapter 8, and verse 26. And the messenger of YAHUAH spake unto Philip, saying, Arise and go toward the south, unto the way that goes down toward Jerusalem unto Gaza, which is desert. And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia.
So notice what the Ruach just told Philip.
Okay.
Remember that thing about the wind going and listen? Right here, the Ruach gives Philip something to do. Philip don't fight with it and say, well, I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. He don't fight with it. Get up and go and do it. Same way when Abraham was on the spot. Abraham was an old man. He got up and ran to the task. Read.
And he arose and
Just sit down on the tongue.
behold, a man of Ethiopia, a eunuch.
Just have to wait.
Authority under
Patience.
Candace, Ethiopia.
So this is a man of another nation. Our people will teach you, oh, that's a Hamite. Don't mess with him.
You have to wait and be patient, baby.
Who had the charge of all her treasure.
If you dig your feet in the sand, it won't be hot.
To worship. Was returning and sitting
Cold
in
underneath the
his chariot,
sand.
reading Isaiah
Cold
the prophet.
inside.
Then the Ruach said unto Philip,
Then the who said
the
it?
Ruach said unto Philip,
Read.
Go near and join yourself to his chariot.
Oh man, I don't want to go talk to no Ethiopian man. I'm Hamites. Did he say that?
Mm-mm.
Read.
Go near and join yourself to his chariot. And Philip ran.
He did what?
Ran there.
With haste. I don't know how old Philip is, but he got up and ran to do it. Read.
To him, and heard him read, and prophet Isaiah. It said, understand what you read.
Understand what?
What you read.
Do you understand what you read? Read.
And he said, how can I accept some man should guide me?
So this eunuch is humble. He didn't try to act like, oh, I know what I'm talking about. He said, I don't understand. Please show it to me. Read. This is so hard for us as a people to say that we don't know something. Read.
Yeah, it is.
Philip, that he would come up and sit with her. The place of the scripture which he read was this: he was led as a sheep to the slaughter, and like a lamb dumb before his shearers, so opened he not his mouth. In his humiliation, his judgment was taken away. And who shall declare this generation? For his life was taken from the earth. And the eunuch answered Philip and said, I pray you, of whom speaks this prophet? Of himself or of some other man? And Philip opened his mouth and began at that same scripture and preached unto him Yahusha. And they went on their way, and they came into a certain water.
They came into a what?
Into a certain water.
All of us just somehow ended up at a certain water. Right here, this big body of water. Somehow we all ended up here at this certain water. Read.
And the eunuch said, see, here's water.
Here's what?
Here's water.
There's the river, the Detroit River.
What does hinder me to be immersed?
What's stopping y'all from going into the water? Nothing, right? Read.
And Philip said, if you believe.
If you what?
If you believe with all your
Asking
heart.
y'all, do y'all believe with all your heart? Okay, read.
You may.
We'll go eat
You
something
what?
after
You
this,
may.
okay?
If you believe with all your heart, we gonna do this for y'all. Y'all can go in. Read.
And he answered and said, I believe that Yahusha HaMashiach is the son of Elohim.
Do y'all believe that he is the son of Elohim?
Yes, sir.
All right, read.
And he commanded the chariot to stand still. And they went down both into the water.
They did what?
Went down both into the water.
So, I don't know if y'all know, we don't do this. Right? We don't do this. We let you go in of your own free will, meaning you are doing this voluntarily. Right? So notice, Philip and the eunuch both go into the water. Both of them both go down into the water. One is not aiding the other one. He's just there with him for support. But they both go down into the water, meaning he's dying to self on his own free will, without no assistance. Only time we could assist somebody if it was somebody that was older and they needed help because they couldn't get up or something. Other than that, it's your own free will that you're doing this with. Read.
And they went down both into the water.
They what?
Went down both into the water. Both Philip and the eunuch. And he immersed him.
He did what?
Immersed him.
He immersed him. Read.
And when they were come out of the water, the YAHUAH of YAHUAH caught away Philip.
It did what?
Caught away Philip.
Why do you think it caught away? What does that mean, caught away Philip? Caught away. Let's look up Philip's name.
Took him.
Philip, lover of horses, but it actually comes from the same thing that is Philadelphia. What happens to Philadelphia?
They get rescued
Caught
from
up.
the
Caught
tribulation.
away. Exactly. What was Philip doing when the Spirit spoke to him?
Showing brotherly love,
As
yeah.
soon as the Spirit told him to get up and do something, on the spot, he was obedient. Same thing. Notice Philip gets caught away. Same way that some people gets caught away out of obedience. So, we get ready to go into this water. This is symbolic of dying. When the Messiah was on the stake, he took his last breath and he said, it is finished. Y'all about to go into that water. This is your stake. And Peter is talking about we are buried with him. Matter of fact, get that. That's the last one. Romans, my bad. Romans chapter 6. So this water is like your stake. When he was on that stake, he said it is finished. And he said he gave up his last breath. When you go into this water, this is symbolic of you doing the same thing. You're going to go out there and you're going to hold your breath, symbolizing you have died. You're going to go under that water. After the third day, when Mashiach was dead, the Ruach re-entered into him and he came out a new man so much that the people didn't recognize him. If you come out the new person that you're supposed to be, your family and members, they won't recognize you. This boy is different. This woman is different. They not doing the same stuff that they were doing no more. This is the same exact change that's supposed to happen to you. Get that Romans 6 and 1.
Chapter 6 and 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Elohim forbid.
You do what?
Elohim forbid.
Elohim forbid. Read.
How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? Know you not that so many of you as were immersed into Yahusha HaMashiach were immersed into his death?
So this immersion shows that you are immersing yourself into his death. The same way that he died to himself, we're supposed to die to ourselves. Read.
Therefore, we are buried with him.
We are what?
We are buried with him.
So this baptism is showing that you are buried with him, but we know that he got up. Same thing, you're going to go out there, you're going to die, and you're buried in that water, and then you're going to rise up.
Therefore, are we buried with him by immersion into death, that, like Yahusha was raised up from the dead by the esteem of Yahuwah, even so we also should walk in newness of life.
In what?
Newness of life.
So we should walk in newness of life. This means that we are a new creature in the Mashiach, and we're going to now walk like him and not walk like the way that we used to walk. So, y'all all have made up your mind that y'all are ready and willing to obey and to go out into this water and become a new creature, right?
Yes, sir.
So, we'll give you a couple of minutes to yourself, or however long you need, to talk to the Father, ask him to forgive you of all sins that you have committed, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Ask him for forgiveness, and then when we do that, we're going to walk y'all out into the water. We're going to go down and we're going to come out a new man or woman.
Hallelujah.
Now face the east this way.
That way.
Oh, yes, Lord.
I'm gonna go back in January, B.
I'm off. It's September.
Bless you, bro.
Glory to God.
Not right now. Gotta hold on.
What's up, man?
Nate.
That's the right idea. She taking a nap. That should be good.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay, go. Hold on, sweetie. Hold on. Probably gotta go over there.
All right?
Hallelujah. Take me to the water. Take me to the water. Take me to the waters to be immersed. Take me to the waters. Oh, take me to the waters. Please take me to the waters to be immersed. Take me to the waters. Take me to the waters. Take me to the waters to be immersed. None but the righteous. None but the righteous. None but the righteous shall see. None but the righteous. None but the righteous. None but the righteous shall see. Oh, take me to the waters.